9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
when I start seeing myself. All you Africans out there, they say that first creation first started in Africa, and then people migrated to all the corners of Africa, and which would mean everyone out there, be they in Europe, be they in Asia, their origins are from Africa. So we are all Africans. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Silomake Kanube Fathers and Sons Conversations. We are at Sakumzi's restaurant on Vilagazi Street, not very far off from the Mandela House. So one day, if you get a chance, come visit Sakumzi and watch and have a nice home-cooked meal. The meal that you get that your mother cooks for you. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, we are on the third issue of our conversations on the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence on women and children. I have my guest today. I have my one son today, my eldest son. The other sons have got other activities that they have to take care of. But hey, we are here. We're going to have the conversations. I've got two guests with me today. And I'm going to start with the one on my right and say, hey, Abuti Pito, please introduce yourself and sell yourself. Oh. You're a businessman, aren't you? Sure, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Kalibito Kipito Maleka from the company named PM Grave Closures. It started in Soweto in 2003.
Yeah.
We are 17 years in the industry. Ronar sebetsa ka ukwala mabika. Ke re jaanong rona le ya
Tenderpreneur.
Baya mafumba attendee and suit tsa bona tse stylish. Ba di bitsa le slim fit now. Yeah, so na ke fika ke
and sometimes I'm in the bend the villa because it's slim fit. And next to Pito is my eldest son, Neo Tsakai. Neo, I say a few words of intro.
Nagin Neo Tsakai. Yeah. You said few.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. And on my father's right, I've got Dadetse Pomugwe. Dadetse Pomugwe, you're a salesman too. You have been a salesman, isn't it? You were a rep. Wait, so you know how to sell. Sell yourself, my brother.
I am Tsepo Mkwena. I'm the founder and executive chairman of Moving Ahead Development Agency. One of our key or pillar is on the issue of gender-based violence, but I've done numerous projects that talk to gender-based violence. And those who remember me, I'm also the uncle of the late Karabo Mkwena, who was brutally murdered and banned with beyond recognition. So yes, I'm here as a guest of Selomake and also of Soweto TV. Thanks for having me.
Musimo no Ramatlava man. It's what television. It's what camera. Well, let me get on to serious business. You know, today we are going to have a lovely conversation, as I think we've had in the past 2 days. And let me remind you out there, our hashtags is MKN_sons changing attitudes. And another one is MKN_sons. Change is possible. And these are the things that we are constantly going to be grappling with as we carry on with our conversations on the 16 days of activism. We are embarking on a healing journey. Come join us as we try to find ways of eradicating gender-based violence. Let's interrogate all them and the causes of the scourges. Our topic today, we are going to be talking about triggers. And this is a very difficult one. It's a very difficult one because every time when people have got to deal with issues on gender-based violence, you find men who say, but what should I do when she does this to me? And it becomes a difficult thing at times to discuss this on the platforms because it seems like we are giving permission to that. But I believe it is absolutely important that we understand the underlying causes. Because once we understand the underlying causes, then we are going to know how to deal with those causes. You've got to know what it is that you are healing when you actually administer some kind of medicine. And the medicine that we are going to try and administer today, it is to these triggers. And also, because the triggers, next to the trigger, there is a finger. And we have got to talk about how to control that finger. Here's a lovely little anecdote or story or example. I mean, we're all sitting here with glasses of water, you know, and outside it has just been raining. You are dressed in your nines to the T, you know. You walk out here, the rain goes, wow. What do you say? Yeah, this rain, man, you know, this rain. But I take this glass of water and I go, wow. Yes. You know? But what is the difference between the two? I mean, it's Water, rain is water. And this also is water. But then what makes you to react the way you do to when water is splashed at you?
I think it depends on how did it happen?
Yes.
It goes back to in life, who are you?
Yeah.
If I can and re can fihle mora batho. The minute re kena ke kena le wena Brazil. People will be like, yeah, Brazil. Oh, one na ke kena. I understand. So Lipula, we know it's nature. I wouldn't mind. But the minute silantshela ka metsi, a yang telela. I understand. I think that would trigger me from reacting.
What is your take now?
Yeah, well, my take is, as you were saying, I would add to that, because rain is nature, you know, and now when it comes to you, you know, splashing me with water is a different story, because now it goes with the fact that you're a human being. Anything that is not natural, it's a problem, because what you do is an action. There's probably a form of emotions which are involved there, and the grudges and the thoughts. So there's so many things. When it comes from the sky, it's natural. And you know, I don't think, you know. So we accept it as blessings than this one. Because even now, as we sit in now, if I do that, oh man, it's going to be a disaster.
No, but I will choose differently. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I will choose differently. Yeah.
Well, it all depends around Salakameti, the level of my anger, but you must understand that anger makes people to be very, very nasty.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, I think we are comparing two things there. You know, the natural cause vis-a-vis Hontella, because it's that thing or Ronama Jitara Telana, Ronama Jitara Saizabana, and all that. You understand? So maybe the two are a bit yes. And besides Pula, you can always go back and
try and find shelter.
Try to find shelter. Or Pula, it's acceptance. You can accept. Like now we're getting Pula in. We said,
that's it, yeah.
We have to be there at 7 o'clock. Oh well, but I think the act, elling different, you know, because then it means your feeling is this person that this person, you know, doesn't take me serious. Maybe it's all about how it happens.
But again, I would go back and say it depends it depends the way mutu alinkate. You find this cool guy everyone would always jump into him and say whatever that they want to say. Things would always happen to him, and he would always be. And you find this arrogant guy, Abu Pumasilo. Wena whether on hatile or ki mistake ki engayaka ijwalo. So muthu jwalo udula ale ready, muthu jwalo udula kwatile. He's angry.
But it comes back to what I told Silo earlier on that. You know what? We are all angry, including me. All of us, we are angry. Because then everybody's angry.
Yeah.
There is something that triggers the anger mumutu. We are all angry. I can guarantee you. That's why my take it, you know, we all need to be healed somehow. Yeah. But we are angry. So it's I mean both parties could have been if Mutina Telaka like you said, you could have just said, no, it's fine. Sorry. You understand?
Right, yeah.
But when Telaka might trigger the anger, even if I'm a cool guy, it might trigger something. And look only on Telaka one Kalohana. Something imutrigile horan Telaka. I don't think, you know, Mutakampona Kafita fell about Telaka. You understand?
Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying, we're all angry with you.
Yeah,
all of us. Yes, it all depends on the level of anger or what triggers the anger more. Yeah.
And adding on that.
Yeah.
You know, the thing, like, we need to understand, you know, as we're saying, we are angry, you know, because we have different experiences in life. And those experiences, they build the people that we are. So we grew up in a very, as you know, like most of the time, we're getting raised by single parents and stuff like that. Those things, they play a huge role in a child's life. Because as a child, as you're growing up, you get complications at school with your peers. You know, they talk to you, you understand? Or but when mothers, we haven't heard you talking about your father. Why are you not talking about your father? I used to actually, my experience, I used to probably, when they're talking about the fathers, I excuse myself, you know, and go there. You understand? So those are the things, small things like that, they add a huge impact in your life, you know, and we may not know them.
Yes.
Sometimes unosha piwa for no reason because of your mother. You feel you understand?
Yeah.
Those things, they happen to all of us, and then they add that anger that we have today. Those small things.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
Yeah, well, anger sometimes it causes like lunch on both parents. Sometimes you find that hore barata your younger brother more than you, and then why born? You understand? That builds the anger because that's so hudile that thing yaka koena, and then you twara hampe. You understand? And you find that we're now nasarati. Sometimes you become more successful, but then you then need to look after those that were favorite because maybe both parents have passed on. You understand? So that's why you find that limodi family ne hangata umugolo obata to boss us around because of his and then sometimes tolor ke favorite because the firstborn. You understand? But
I don't think firstborn is a favorite.
well, I can say
Firstborn is the experiment child.
yeah, but
Your parents are experimenting on you.
Yes,
on
but-
how to be parents. That's just
but sometimes a lady the rata second born or third born. It all depends on
last born.
or last born, but we know maybe the last born fine all day. You understand?
Yes,
So
yes.
but going back to your topic about sin,
Yeah.
we are all angry.
We're
All of
angry.
us, including
You know,
you,
so
all of us.
So basically, the trigger that we've identified now is anger.
Yeah. Yes,
You know.
anger. Yes.
And the other thing that you said something, Baraking, wonderful, Tengen, and which somehow actually helps me to basically, like when I was going to say something to you, you know what I mean, and that has to do with choice.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the picture that you painted.
Yeah.
Hore, ho nelo kipula. You know, ho nelo kipula. One thing that you will do somehow, you will what?
Shelter.
Yeah.
Go for the shelter.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why also, Hore. Why am I taking the the view that I'm taking? You know, you're saying rain is a natural thing.
Yeah.
Kintwe tsahala.
Yeah.
Hotella. Kintwe tsahala.
Yeah.
You know, you know what I mean? And I think for me, even this example, it actually shows, Hore, what do you do? Montong etsahala. And one word that you all expressed was an act.
Yeah.
You know, the act of the rain. And it's the act of splashing water.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So, and now the thing, Elorne, we find ourselves having to deal with,
Yes.
you know, is choice. You know, and which leads us to this thing, triggers and finger controlling. Because when the trigger is there, the finger is just standing next on the side.
Yeah. But I would say, sorry, you know that a person or triggerang just like that, like outside like a maze,
Right.
You know that person is got a self-low esteem.
Exactly.
That's it because of low and everything. Because somebody outside like a glass because of maybe some more TV. You understand? Or maybe you are smartly dressed.
Yeah.
You know how if you go deeper, the reason why it's a or why, but so I still think that the low self-esteem,
Yeah.
it
plays a very, 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 very important role. That's like uchilo gore. O kan tshela ka metsi, ne? Ebe ke re o etsang? O bo re sorry, ebe ke re ne sharp. But ko mothong o mong, it will never reach that level ya gore o etsang or sorry.
Sorry, exactly.
Ke ntwa, both of us.
Just to add on that, I remember when you're talking about choices and low self-esteem.
Right.
I usually make examples.
Yeah.
I grew up curious. My dad used to wake me up every morning ka 4 Russell.
Yeah.
I would be so angry. I would cry. But ka bona hore tseba ke ntwe one way the other ke tlo dula ke is ne ke thusa fela ke pula ena fela ha o bata o mfa pakete 20 liter e tletseng metsi a batang le ya metsi a chisang anang le sipa la senang le sipa. So I would be very angry, but I turned that anger. It goes back to the choices whereby ke thutile o drive.
Yeah.
Why understand? Ke thutile o stakisa koloi ya so operate koloi tsa gale ne nna di plugs. Ka ithuta ra o itshela ka metsi o starta yetse. Then Wednesday le Friday ne ke ya ka koloi sekolong. So I turned that anger ka yetsa something practical, something positive. I was the only child on ya ka koloi ko sekolong. And then my mom ula le mala chaiswa ke koloi so na dula kontong ara pitso papa why koloi ya di staka ka di Wednesdays le Friday?
Yeah.
Why? Because of Wednesdays ke sports days ko le stoka one.
Yeah.
Friday re tswa early then re ya Carlton Center ke son ke bona bana ba ko re ya shoma ba tsamayang ka skopo so I attend that to such an extent that today I'm running a company ne elo working 4 o'clock bro ko fedi then bro ko fedi le etsa ngwa touta rula o liwane o tla bua le mang le di wardrobe le di phahla then you start thinking or for the day. So it depends ka an individuals hore we kgethela eng o batla o etsa eng ka enga e trigger.
Yeah, but I want to disagree with you, Hore. It depends. You know when your anger was a positive anger, was an anger that builds you. But there's an anger that can destroy you. Let me tell you about an anger of a young man who grows up with the uncle and the mother, and the cock. And the uncle comes from prison. And this young man is sodomized every single day. Ne? And ya ko oledi ya ko koko para yo sugela malome. Because malome ke breadwinner no. A tswa tronkong o tlile wa kopanya go mnate so go jiwa chicken every day. So, never. I don't care who says what. Okay. So your anger was a very positive one. Your anger, maybe it was also my anger. My anger was that my elder brother, Kiana Baile Barcoena, I college education, teaching. Naizakir Barcona because 2 years older than me. Nahakir Kebatloya, nearly story. So I used to do exactly what you do. Kornaka Wednesday next rally polo, nekeya molecular push at the trolley South Daily, gets neribita shelf picking, when I know by bits merchandising. Getsa, or this is Saturday getsa. So nekia skolonkili, but that motivated me to say, but maybe I'm a born entrepreneur. You understand? So the anger was there, but sometimes the anger, you can turn that anger to a positive vibe. But there's that anger that for as long as it's not told, or for as long as Rusoka Ribuaka Yona Ritusa this particular young man who's been sodomized for almost 4, 5, 6 years, that boy will never grow well. You understand? So anger varies. But what I can tell you is that's why you find that this young man, I'm talking about this young man. This young man, he became a serial killer at the end, I would say.
Now, if we seeing this thing, Yahore, we've got anger.
Yeah.
How now do we have to deal? How do we deal with this anger? I mean, because this is one trigger that we have identified.
Yes.
that is a trigger that leads us to violence.
Yes.
And basically, let's even and since we're talking about violence against women and children,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you're saying this guy went on to become a serial killer.
Yes.
So basically, he was actually barracking.
He was now
Taking
venting
out.
Yeah, he was venting out to women because
He said,
remember,
okay.
remember what he wanted was a protection from the mother and the granny.
yes.
And the granny and the mother were saying,
Retaliation.
go.
Yes.
You understand? So when he grew up, he was now all by himself. He didn't
But
go
how do we help?
Yeah,
How
he
do we
didn't
help
go
a
to
person?
school. No, I'll come there.
Okay.
He didn't go to school, and